Hey, everybody. Welcome to our Zoom signing of our #1 draft pick, Frank Mozzicato. It's an exciting day for us here at the Royals to have Frank in town and get him under contract. Frank is in the Zoom room with us with Lonnie Goldberg, our assistant GM and director of scouting. I've got Dayton Moore upstairs. Also, the scout Casey Fahey is upstairs. You'll hear from him in just a minute. And I'd be remiss in another room right now, as you can see on the Zoom call, is Frank's family, his father, Anthony, mother, Suzanne, his brother, Anthony, some of his old teammates, Hank Penders, Ryan Shaw, and Alec Erskine, his representation, Joe Rosen and Rob Martin. So welcome to everybody on this call. We really appreciate you getting on board. First off, I'd like to introduce Lonnie Goldberg to say a few words about Frank and getting him signed here.
Thanks, Swanee. Yeah, this is obviously a huge day for us, and we're extremely excited and honored to have Frankie and his family and his representation here, getting a chance to learn a little bit more about Kansas City, what we have to offer, and we're just really excited, really thankful for the opportunity again. It was a long process, and in scouting Frankie and getting him to this point, I want to congratulate our staff, especially Casey Fay, Keith Connolly, all the scouts that had something to do, something to be a part of. This is what we get excited for. And when you get this opportunity to bring this kind of talent into your organization with this kind of makeup and character and all the attributes and that we look for, he checks all the boxes. He's going to be an exciting player for everyone in Kansas City to follow, and we're extremely grateful and honored that he's a Kansas City Royal.
Thank you.
Casey, I know you're upstairs. You can hear us. If you can unmute and please say a few words about all the time you spent watching Frank.
How's it going? It's been amazing for me to basically start this process with Frank, from seeing him on the field one day in Connecticut to this weekend, getting to know him, his family. It's basically just been a downhill ride for us. The baseball part, sometimes it's the easiest, sometimes it's the hardest. With Frank, it was one of the easiest days in scouting. From the second he walked down to the bullpen, just the way that he went about his warm-up routine, watching him throw, watching him spin his breaking ball, start that game, run through the opposing lineup like it was nothing. And then from there on, every conversation I had with him, every conversation I had with his family, like I said, it was just a downhill ride. It's been an extreme pleasure for me to watch him play as a player and also get to know him as a person, get to know the family. Dayton was just in here speaking about that very thing, about that family aspect that we do, or that we really place importance on with the Kansas City Royals. And he exemplifies every aspect of that. His parents, Anthony and Suzanne, exemplify every aspect of that, and as well as his brother. The competitive aspect with him is just off the charts, his work ethic. But the thing that stands out the most with Frank is his ability to be a great teammate and a great leader. I think that's the one thing when we talk about people being a great person or a great player, it encompasses all of that stuff. His work ethic, his competitiveness, his ability to be a good teammate, and he is at the top of the list in all those things. Like Lonnie said, he checks all those boxes. So it's been an absolute pleasure for me. This weekend especially, it's basically become almost like a family reunion for us, just in getting to know the family on a more personal note, and spending the time with them, and just looking forward to the future with what he's going to be able to do on the baseball field, what he's going to be able to do for this community, for the people that he's around. It's just going to be an exciting time for everybody to be able to watch that. And like I said, can't forget about the fact that he's got the ability to come in and make an impact on the mound, be a frontline starter, and do a lot of things that are going to be special to help this team win the championship. And that's kind of the ultimate goal that I think in his mind, when you talk to him, it's going to be the things that he's going to highlight. I think above all else, when we talked about this spring, that was his main focus. And he just highlighted that as well. He didn't care about pitching for the scouts or performing for everybody else there. He cared about performing for his teammates and putting them in the best position to win. And I got a chance to meet two of his high school teammates and his other summer teammate. And they keep him in line. There's no chance that he's going to get out of line or not be humble, because they remind him every day of who he is and where he came from. And no matter what he's going to be, we're all looking forward to it, but they're going to keep him the person and the family member that he's always been to this point. So it's been a pleasure, to say the least.
Casey, thank you very much. That was outstanding. We're going to try our best here to do something we do with every signing, and that's have Lonnie present Frank with his jersey and his hat. And this is where the family gets to cheer and tear and do all the things that goes with getting that first big league jersey. So Lonnie, if you do the honors, please.
The buttons get him.
That's good enough. Game starts at 6. All right, go ahead and have a seat so everybody can see you there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Frank Mozzicato, Kansas City Royal. Frank, would you like to say a couple words before we start taking questions? And for the media on the call, please go ahead and start getting your questions ready and your hands up so we can call on you.
I'd just like to say thank you, to Casey and, Dayton and Lonnie here. It's truly an honor, for you guys to select me, and I can't wait to get after it and, put my best foot forward and work hard and be a great teammate, like you guys said, and bring the World Series back to Kansas City. So super excited. And, thank you to my parents and my support system around me. I don't know what I'd do without you guys. So thank you.
All right, Frank, thank you. Ready to meet the media?
Let's do it.
All right, Seren Petro, you're first up.
Frank, first of all, just when the Royals reached out to you, did you think they were going to be looking at you with the first round pick, second round pick? How much did you think the Royals were going to end up being your destination?
I try to not have really any expectations. First time they reached out was kind of in the middle of the season. So like I said, focusing on, winning a state championship was my big goal. So being able to, them reaching out, and then as things got closer to the draft, it started getting hotter, and, it was always in the back of my mind, but I try not to have expectations. And, when they gave me the call, it was no better feeling. So excited.
Alec?
Hey, Frank. First, congrats to you and the family. Just what are your impressions of this ballpark and walking around? Just, I guess, what goes through your head?
Oh, it's amazing. Coming off the highway, you see the big crown on top, the scoreboard, just a different atmosphere. And I just can't wait to, get here and, make an impact. So I'm just super excited.
Annie?
Hey, Frank, congratulations.
Thank
Have
you.
you gotten a chance to explore Kansas City at all since you've been here?
A little bit, yeah. Went to Plaza downtown, lots of barbecue I've had. I think that's all I've ate, the whole weekend, and it's amazing. So I'm gonna love it for sure. Yeah.
I'd be remiss to ask if you have a favorite barbecue spot so far.
Jack Stack, I would say. So yeah, the burnt ends, Casey put me on with those, and it was amazing. So
Nice, good answer. I did want to ask one baseball related question. You talked a little bit about this on draft night, but as you kind of garnered more attention from scouts as the draft got closer, how difficult was it for you, if at all, to kind of put that aside and focus so much on that championship like you were talking about?
I didn't really think it was difficult at all because, my focus wasn't the scouts, and I wasn't pitching for the scouts. I was pitching, for my teammates. And we had a goal since our freshman years to win a state championship. And, just to have, scouts get in the way of that, selfish, and that's not who I am. So my goal is just focus up and do whatever I can to get the team to win, and, just be a great teammate and, really put, my best effort for the guys.
Glenn Worthy.
Hi, Frankie. Congratulations. I had two questions. The first one was just, I was curious what these last few days have been like. I mean, seems like things have probably happened pretty fast from, draft on Sunday night to here you are in Kansas City, putting on the jersey and the hat.
Yeah, the last couple of days have been, amazing. Casey's been, taking the crew around Kansas City, and it's been awesome. Like I said before, all the barbecue, and just giving us a background of, the Royals and everything. It's just been amazing. And like I said, I'm just super excited.
And the other one was, I know when we talked to you on draft night, you talked about just sort of the way the Royals sort of, their approach to developing players. I was curious what they have shared with you so far, or just about, what your development's going to look like going forward. What's going to be the next step for you?
Next step is, heading out to Arizona and, slowly working my way back and getting after it, and, just always being a great teammate and a great leader, and always being there for your teammates and, giving back to community. So that's, a big part of this organization. And it's amazing because, my parents always, put that to me growing up. So it's just kind of, I'm at home again.
Adam Betts.
Hey Frank, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Not too bad. It's a little raining in Ellington right now. So how's the weather there?
Beautiful. It's beautiful.
That's great. That's glad to hear it. After the Southington game, I asked you the question a lot of people have asked, how you kind of dealt with those distractions. Now you don't have to do that anymore. You're a Major League Baseball player. What is that feeling like?
It's, I'm speechless right now. I mean, it's surreal. My dream, came true, and so much more to go and so much more to grow, but just one step closer. And I'm just so thrilled and so excited. Since I was 9 years old, my dream was to be a Major League Baseball player. Now it's, came true. So it just, all the hard work, and it's kind of paid off. So just super excited.
And then what was it like actually signing the contract? Did you mess up? Did the Royals have to draft another one up for you? Or?
No, Casey was by my side. He made sure I was doing everything right. So no mess ups there.
Sounds like Adam knows you.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm with the local paper. So
Yeah.
Congrats,
Frank.
Thank you.
Hey, Frank, before you met Casey for the first time or knew anything about the Royals, what was your first memory of the Royals?
Winning a World Series in 2015, right? I just remember that team was just dominant, and they always preach here of how good their camaraderie was and how good their bond was. It kind of, maybe they weren't like the best talent, but they played together every game, and they really just played as one. And I feel like that's bigger than having better players on the field and not playing as one. So they were definitely just always playing together and having fun with it too, which I feel like is the most important thing.
And so the 2015 World Series, what do you remember from that? Anything stick out in your mind?
Nothing specific, just, like I said, of how, how they always played together, and how, whatever the difficulty was, they got through it together, and the joy they got through it together. So everything they did was a whole, and it was awesome. So.
Seren, back to you.
Frank, this might shock you, but most of us here in the media never sat around waiting for our name to be called in any kind of athletic endeavor. That's why we do what we do. So I'm curious, what's that experience like? How's it work? That draft starts, and we know now you're going to get a call with the 7th pick, but what goes on through your head? Who are you talking to? Who's around you? And then who called you, and how did it come up when you finally got the word?
I had close family and friends around me. Joe, my advisor, Joe Rosen with Icon Sports, he was in his office with his crew, and always just constant communication. What's going to happen? What could happen? Teams that are out, teams that are in. And I remember after the 6th pick, Casey, he called me. He's like, "We're going to take you to the number 7th pick. Congrats, you're a Royal." And I just, so hard to kind of remember that moment, but because it all happened so fast. But I just remember the biggest smile on my face. Walked into the living room, told my family and friends, and it was just amazing feeling. And I'm still speechless from it. So.
And now you're sitting there at Kauffman Stadium. That's obviously the ultimate destination. You got a timeline in your head on when you'll be going into that clubhouse as a member of the team?
As soon as I can make an impact. So whenever that is, and whenever wherever my career leads me to, if it's 2 years, if it's 5 years. Wherever it goes, I'm going to be ready for it for sure.
Lynn, back to you.
Yeah, I wanted to throw one at Dayton if I could, just to ask what his thoughts are on just the importance of this day, and also just being able to get things done in such a quick manner.
Lynn, it's always very special for all of us to be able to sign players. I mean, that's what we love to do. And, Frankie has handled himself so well. so enthusiastic, so upbeat. It's very refreshing. Roy Clark, who was a mentor of mine, and also Lonnie. Lonnie's a disciple of Roy Clark. One of the very best scouts that the game has ever seen. He always made the following statement. He said, "You know he's a big leaguer when you sign him." And what he meant by that is you can tell the way they respond, the way they act, the way they interact, their genuineness, their enthusiasm. You just know they're a big leaguer when you sign him. And that's how, Frankie's, made us all feel. We're all just, so excited that he's going to be a part of our organization. We're thankful for his mom and dad for the way they've raised him. And that's really, really important because it's difficult, as we all know. It's an unbelievable challenge to make it to the major leagues. And so to have that innocence and that groundedness necessary to move forward is really, really important. But, what Casey's done and Lonnie mentioned it, all of our scouts, all the work that they've done, it's their vision for the player that ultimately is rewarded. And they have a great vision for Frankie. And, we just couldn't be more thrilled that, he's with the Royals.
Karen Kornacki.
Hi, Frankie. Welcome to Kansas City.
Thank you.
I've been talking to a couple of the other draft picks, number 2, number 3, Ben Kudrna and Carter Jensen. They all make it seem like you all know each other. How excited are you about this class? And you guys are going to be heading to Arizona. Is there already a little bit of a bond there with you guys?
Yeah, definitely. I've been talking to both of those guys for like the past, couple of days now. Just kind of feel like we've been friends for forever. We both are, all three of us have the same interests, and, we're all coming out of high school. So it's just kind of like, you're kind of almost going into college with, 2 buddies, and it's just kind of like a good feeling to have kind of, I don't want to say best friends around, but in a way, like guys you could trust, and just, having that bond with those guys super early, it's going to be awesome. And to see us grow, as a team, it's just going to be amazing. So I'm so excited.
We had that with Hosmer and Moustakis and a group that came up to help us win the World Series. And I'm getting the feeling this bond that you guys are forming, there's kind of that thinking that you guys together can go through the system and bring a championship.
100%. 100%.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Adam, back to you.
Frank, being from such a small town like Ellington, going to a small school like East Catholic, what does this mean to you? I mean, not a lot of players in your position get to do this.
It means so much, just, no matter where you're from and no matter who you come from, you can do anything you put your mind to. And if you put in the work and, you do all the right things leading up to it, you're going to see results. And no matter, where you're from, it's Ellington, Connecticut, or, Los Angeles, California, whatever you do, just put your mind to it and focus and do all the right things, and everything will play out itself. And, it's awesome, especially from, Ellington, just all the kids growing up in Little League, where I used to play, they can do what I do. Just got to put your mind to it and really focus and do all the right things.
Annie and Seren, then we'll wrap it up. Annie?
Yeah, if I could throw into Lonnie, as you kind of hear him talk about this, and especially as he was going through the scouting process, and he was so focused on that championship. I mean, does that kind of reinforce the kind of player that you guys drafted and the kind of player you guys want in your system?
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, you get drawn to the ability. Yeah, he's got extreme talent. He's got ability to really spin a breaking ball. He's got a picture perfect delivery. He throws a ton of strikes. So those are the first things that draw you. And he's got a ton of ceiling. He's got a lot of projection left to him. And as you go through the process, and you guys are witnessing it right now, listening to him, and as you grow to learn who he is, what he's about, what he stands for, where he comes from, and the people around him and how much they mean to him and how important they are, you can see the foundation that they've laid for him. You just gravitate to him, and he's going to do special things. He's going to do really, really big things here. It's not about him. He knows he's just coming in. He's part of a draft class. I think somebody asked that. I thought that was important. He's part of the draft class, and that's how he sees it. But he's a very special part of the draft class. And so as you kind of, you go through the scouting trail and his name keeps coming up and your scouts keep talking about him, and you go and you keep evaluating him, and then you get to know the person, and you get to know who he is and where he comes from and where his aspirations are and where he's going to go. And then you try to picture that 3 to 5, 10 years down the line, and the ceiling that he has, not only as a person and a player, but what he can do impact wise in our city. And he made it a really, really easy selection for us, and we're extremely excited that he's here.
Seren, back to you. Why don't you wrap it up for us?
Yeah, Lonnie's mentioned, this is for Frank, but Lonnie's mentioned it, and I know Dayton talked about it a lot, the spin on your breaking ball, Frank. I mean, that's one of the new big analytics, right? Spin rates and RPMs and all that. Is that something that you dive into and you're on? Did you always have that? Is that something you've worked on to try to get better at?
I've, my pitching coach, Kevin Rival, and I, we never do Rapsodo or TrackMan or any of that stuff. We're a touch and feel crew, especially at my age and high school level. I feel like knowing what, your vertical break is or your spin rate is does you nothing if you can't get outs. So especially at that level, you got to get outs. And obviously every, organization in the major leagues has, that technology, and it'll be in use for me when I need it. But I feel like getting outs is more important than knowing what your spin rate is and all that other stuff. And I've been, I've thrown the same grip curveball since I was 8, 9, 10 years old. So haven't changed it, and it's just been something that, I'm comfortable with. So I'm going to stick to it.
And then finally, conversation about you playing maybe against, smaller schools and that kind of thing. Is that put a chip on your shoulder, or do you feel like, I mean, being number 7 picking the draft's pretty good, right? Like, so clearly it's not a big net knock against you, but is that something when you hear those things, do anything like that? Does that kind of stuff motivate you?
In a way, yeah, but I love the game so much, and I have so much passion for it. That's what motivates me to be the best of my potential, and reach that ceiling and keep going and going. So the love of the game is what really motivates me.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much, Frankie. Thank you
Thank
very much, Lonnie, Dayton. Appreciate it, Casey. And to the family upstairs, congratulations to your newest Kansas City Royals. So thanks, everybody, for your time today. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.